السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، إن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله عز وجل وأحسن هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر أمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة في الإسلام بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. All praise is due to Allah. We send after salatu salam and Rasulullah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man tabi'a huda. I bear witness that there is nothing worthy of worship except Allah Azza wa Jal, and I bear witness that Muhammad ibn Abdullah is his slave and his final messenger. Amma ba'd. Very the most truthful of speech is the book of Allah Tabarak Ta'ala, and the finest guidance that of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And the most evil of affairs are the newly invented ones, bid'ah. And every innovation in Islam is the going astray, and every going astray leads to the hellfire. Nasal al-afiyah wa thabat. Ameen. Today, my dear brother Salam Iman, would like to speak about unity. Unity in Islam. Walillahi tawfiq. What is it? How can we achieve it? Bidnillah. And when we speak about unity, as we all know, there are many aspects to this thing called unity. As we know that there's three sides to a coin. There's upper side, there's a lower, and there's the edge. So we have many sides so we can look at our unity and how can we achieve it and what it is. When we see it, can we recognize it to be something which is genuine. We have unity which we must have and achieve within our homes. We have unity and conformity that we need to have in our Islamic institutions. We need to have unity in the idara, the masjid organizations, and so on and so forth. And the list goes on. But first and foremost, let me be clear when I'm speaking about unity. I'm referring to us unifying on the aqidah and the manhaj of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his ashab al-ikram and his noble companions. This is the unity that we should be striving for this proper unity within ourselves, in our homes, in our communities at large, bi'idhnillah. Many of us, while speaking about the importance of unity, we get caught up in splitting hairs in the religion. Rather than focusing on unity, we get caught up in focusing on things which only further divide our unity. For example, where to place the hands during the salah, where or how many rakats during Taraweeh. And there are many fiqh issues that only further divide our unity. So all of this fuss, my dear Salam Iman, over these fiqh issues, which are important aspects of our deen, only cause more disunity in the ranks. We have to focus on that which is first and foremost, is that we have the unity and conformity on the Book and Sunnah according to the understanding of Ashab Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This is the important thing that we must have within ourselves. We shouldn't speak about unity as imams or khatibs or social reformers without speaking about some of the causes of our disunity. It's very important that we speak about the other side of the coin. What are some of the causes of our disunity? And there are many causes that each and every one of us, we can enumerate the many causes of our disunity. For lack of time, we'd like to focus on just a few of the main reasons, the main causes of our disunity. The first and most important of our disunity, it lies in our deviation away from the guidance of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, according to the understanding of his companions. Because many of us, we are making claims that we are in love with the deen or in love with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but when it comes to conformity to the teachings of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as understood by his companions, we deviate far away from the teachings. Remember that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Bada Islam ghariba, fasayudu ghariba kama bada, wa tuba li ghuraba." O kama sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that Islam began as something strange, and it will return again to be something strange. And tuba, this tree or this valley or the shade in Jannah is for the strangers. رَبَّنَا اجْعَلْنَا مِنْهُمْ. May Allah Azza wa Jal make us of them. Another very common cause of disunity within our ranks occurs in the homes. Within the Muslim homes, we have a lot of disunity which is occurring between the husbands and the wives. They can hardly agree on anything without there being an argument or debate, and it's causing a very serious rift in the home amongst the children. And children are stuck in the middle and they're suffering from this. The man, a lot of the times, is religious and he's trying to guide his family to the right path, but the wife is siding with the children and causing a lot of disunity and disharmony in the homes. Nasallallahu al-afiyah. Another very serious cause of our disunity is that a lot of our younger students of knowledge, or our youth in general, who have the hars, the eagerness to practice the deen, are suffering a lot of distrust from our elders. With all due respect, many of our younger students are seeking knowledge and are presenting it to the elders, but they are at disdain and they are rejecting to take the knowledge from the younger people because simply they are young. And the elders, they feel that they know better just because of their age and experience. This is a very serious problem in hindering our unity in our ranks, in and amongst ourselves, in our communities, in our homes. This is the starting point. We cannot be looking at the television or listening to videos about the problems of the world, the problems in Iran, Iraq, Saudi, and all of the worldly issues that we're suffering from as a Muslim ummah, and forget about our own selves, that we internally, we fail to recognize and appreciate these basic teachings and tenets of Islam in and amongst ourselves. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Talab al-ilm fariid ala kulli Muslim," that the seeking of knowledge is imperative. It is a must on every Muslim. So in this generation, a lot of the youth are very quick and they're tech savvy, and they know how to access information rapidly online, and they disseminate information to everybody who they meet and different portals. But the sad reality is, with ma'asaf shadid, and with all due respect, our elders, they rather not accept that knowledge. And they say that the youth are becoming very disrespectful to the elders, or the youth are bringing some new type of Islam. And the list goes on and on and on. Why they refuse to accept the clear and true narrations of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as understood by Ashab al-Ikram, radhiyallahu anhum ajma'in, Allah knows best. But we as believers, we have an obligation towards ourselves as a community. Because when we refuse to accept the teachings, the correct teachings, then we are causing a rift in our unity. There's another very important authentic hadith in Sahih Bukhari, authority of Muawiyah, that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, إِذَا رَادَ اللَّهُ بِهِ خَيْرًا يُفَقِّهُ فِي الدِّينِ. أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. When Allah Azza wa Jal intends good for an individual, He gives that person the fiqh, the correct understanding, the understanding of the deen. And Noble Sheikh Muhammad ibn Ali al-Man al-Jami, he said that the meaning of fiqh fi deen, it means fahm sahih. It means the correct understanding. So with all due respect, a lot of our elders, they have an understanding, and they've gained an understanding, and they're practicing by the tawfiq of Allah. But a lot of the times, the understanding could be stagnant. Their understanding could be limited to their social customs or where they're from. But when people go out into the world and experience new things and new people, they get a better and brighter understanding. This is the way of the fuqaha, the people of fiqh, people who have a deep understanding and appreciation for the Islamic knowledge. There's also an authentic hadith in Sahih Muslim, and the authority of Abdullah bin Mas'ud, anhum, that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, nobody who has an atom's weight of kibr, arrogance in their heart, will enter paradise. Ashab Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they said, Ya Rasulullah, we like to have nice clothes, we like to wear nice clothes, and we like to wear nice shoes. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam clarified their misunderstanding by telling them, in Allah Jameel yuhibbul Jamal, that Allah is beautiful and He likes to see beauty on His slaves. He said that kibr, arrogance, is rejecting the truth and looking down upon people. Allahu Akbar. Essentially, Iman, our unity is the starting point of us being an ummah, a consolidated ummah. We all speak about unity and the ummah of Islam and the ummah al-Islamiyya, and we use these Islamic slogans. But in reality, Which one of us are ready to implement that within themselves, in their homes, and in their communities? This is the starting point for our unity. We have to have conformity within ourselves. We can't even control the situation in our own homes, in our backyards, between our neighbors. And when we go to the masjid, we are speaking from our nose. We have no idea what we're speaking about, but we're speaking from a cultural perspective. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. Ummah. The meaning of unity is coming from ummah, meaning togetherness, that we are an acceptance of each other, and we have this kind of bond within ourselves, and we cooperate. We tend to, and we want to, and we strive towards cooperating amongst ourselves. This is the starting point of our ummah, of our meaning of unity amongst ourselves. As Allah says in Surah Al-Ma'idah, وَتَعَانُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَتَعَانُوا عَلى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ شَدِيدُ الْعِقَابِ. Allah says that we should have mutual cooperation amongst ourselves in piety and righteousness. And we should not cooperate with sin and transgression. And we should have the consciousness of Allah, because Allah is very severe in punishment. In general, all Muslims are searching for meaning in their life. We're all searching to live a meaningful life. We're all going through different stages, from ignorance, from not knowing much to knowing a little bit. But when we, as an individual, we turn away from the truth, or we turn away from wanting to learn something new or to gain a better understanding, we are the cause of our disunity. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we have over 1 billion Muslims worldwide. Wallah alhamd. But the Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, with this large number of Muslims, that we are weak. We are weak. We have so many Muslims in the world. You would think that this large number would mean strength, that there's strength in numbers, that we'll be more unified. But no. The Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he mentioned that we will become more divided and more weak. Allahu Akbar. As it stated in Sahih Abu Dawood, on the authority of Thu'aban, the free slave of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he related that the Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that the nations are about to call each other, like they're sitting around a large table, to a meal, to attack us. The Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said the nations are going to call each other, like they're making an invitation to people to sit around to dinner, to attack the Muslims. It was said, will it be because of our small number on that day? The Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, no. You will be a large number, Yawma'idin, meaning in this time that we're living in. Not in the time of the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because they were a small number. But Islam al-Ghariba. Islam started as something small and strange in Mecca and migrated to Medina. Small group, strangeness. But now he said, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, there will be a time coming, which we are living in and we're experiencing, that will be a large number. We are over 1 billion worldwide. But the Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that we will be we will be useless, like the foam that bangs on the side of the sea. The Sahaba, they were shocked, they were surprised, they were astonished. The Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, because Allah Azza wa Jal will remove the fear out of the hearts of your enemies, and He will put inside of your hearts wahan. The Sahaba, they said, what is this wahan? The Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said, حُبَّ الدُّنْيَا وَكَرْهِيَةَ الْمَوْتِ. It is the love of this world and a hatred for death. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. So my dear Brother Iman, we can never start by talking about unity until and unless we come to grips with ourselves and recognize that we are disunited from the very, very core, foundational aspects and principles of our deen that we fail to cooperate upon. Allah just says that we should ta'awun al-birri wa taqwa. We should cooperate on that which is good and righteousness. And we should not ta'awun al-ithm wal-udwan. We should not cooperate on that which is sinful and transgression. And we should have the consciousness of Allah. Allah says, "Wattaqullah, inna Allah shadid al-iqab." We should be conscious of Allah, that we are willingly choosing to disunite over petty things. Majority of the time, I'm going to be very honest. The majority of the time, we're choosing to disunite over petty things. Brothers don't want to speak to brothers. People, Muslims, we don't want to meet. We don't want to pray in a certain place because we know that a brother lives by that area, and we'd rather miss our salat and pray somewhere else because we want to avoid to see our brother's face. Over what? Petty things. Petty issues. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. As Muslims, we have to be careful. We have to be very careful treading on this path of rejecting the clear signs and proofs and evidences when they are presented to us. Regardless if the person is younger than us, regardless if the person is following our madhab, or we know the person or not, where the person is from, whether we like them, whether they're younger than us or not, is besides the point. As Muslims, we have to get away from this unacceptable mindset. Because when we reject the person because of their age, in actuality, we're rejecting Allah and His Messenger. Listen to what Allah says in Surah Nisa, ayat number 59. يا أيها الذين آمنوا أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولو الأمر منكم فإن تنازعتم في شيء فردوه إلى الله ورسوله إن كنتم تؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر ذلك خير وأحسن تأويل. Allah says, O you who have attained faith, O you who believe, obey Allah and obey His Messenger. This is unconditional obedience. وَأُولِي الْأَمْرِ مِنْكُمْ, and those who are in authority over us. This is on condition that those who are in authority over us are obeying Allah and His Messenger. إِن كُنْتُمْ تُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ. Allah says, if we, as Allah says at the beginning of the ayah, يَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, if we believe in Allah and the last day, that is better for us as a recourse. So we have to understand, my dear brothers and iman, if we really believe in Allah and we believe in His Messenger, then we would never ever turn away from the truth when it's presented to us and it's clarified to us. And the ulama have stated that this ayat, it refers to the book of Allah and the sunnah of His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And any one of you can go and research on your own and find out what the ulama have said. Whether you're Maliki, Shafi, Hanbali, whatever madhab you follow, find out and ask your scholar, what does it mean about a person who rejects the authentic statement of the Prophet ﷺ? What does that person become? I am not going to tell you. You go and ask your sheikh, and you ask him politely, with all due respect, if the authentic statement of the Prophet ﷺ is presented to me, and we know that it's authentic and it's sahih, and I reject it, what does that make me? The ulama, they have differences of opinion about that. But according to your madhab, you can look it up and you can find out. And when you find out the truth, then it's upon us to submit to the truth. Sami'na wa atana. Realistically speaking, we all know that some of our youth, they can be harsh in their approach. A lot of our youth, they can be harsh in their approach and their disseminating of the knowledge. This is true. But regardless of the harshness of the individual, it does not take away from the truth. We have an obligation to hear and obey the truth. And we do not have any right underneath the sun to say that I don't want to accept the truth because I don't like that person or I don't know that person. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. Another hadith, and the friend of Anas states that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Isma wa'atir min umra alaykum Abd al-Habashi kana ra'su zabiba." The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that we have to hear and obey, even if we are given the authority of an Ethiopian slave who has a head like a raisin. Allah says in Surah Nisa in regards to hearing and obeying and following and submitting to the truth. In Surah Nisa, ayat number 115. Man yushaqiq ar-rasul min ba'di ma tabayyana lahu al-huda wa yattabi' ghayra sabil al-mu'minin nuwallihi ma tawalla wa nuslihi jahannam wa sa'at masira. Allah says, and whosoever contradicts and opposes the messenger after the clear path has been made apparent to you, and he follows a path other than that of the believers, Allah Azza wa Jal has stated, نُوَلِهِ مَتْوَلَّى وَنُصْلِهِ جَهَنَّمْ وَسَاءَتْ مَصِيرًا. Allah Azza wa Jal, He said that He will keep him and leave him in the path that they have chosen, and He will land them into hell. And what an evil destination. This, my dear Salam Iman, is a very clear admonition, a clear warning, a stern warning for us to never ever go against the clear and concise teaching of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And anyone who rejects the teaching of the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they have to take heed of this warning of Allah Azza wa Jal. This is the path, my dear Salam Iman. This is the beginning, the starting point of the path of unity, that we must have conformity within ourselves. We must be a people who are not afraid of the consequences. Lawmatul la'im, the blame of the blamers. When we change our thinking, we change the way we used to do things so as to follow the truth. May Allah Azza wa Jal bless us and make us an ummah that is united on the Kitab wa Sunnah. Ameen, ameen, ameen. Bismillah, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi man tabi huda wa ba'd. All of what we just mentioned right now, my dear Salam and Iman, is a lot of information. Like our youth, they like to search and they're very diligent online and they can extract information, they can find information, mashallah, tabarakallah. But all what we mentioned and all that we can search and find is all a lot of information. We can collect it and we can pass it on. But it's mandatory upon us to try our best to implement that information. A lot of us, we're seeking information so that we can prove our position. The people of the past, they used to seek the authentic statements of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam with the eagerness to practice it, to implement it, to make themselves better, to make their communities better. So, unless we choose to follow the authentic statements of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam as understood by Ashab al-Ikram radhiyallahu majma'in, then we will be, as the Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, وَأَذَاءَ useless, like the foam of the sea. Allah said in a very, very stern ayah, فَلَا وَرَبِّكَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ حَتَّى يُحَاكِمُوكَ فِي مَا شَجَرَ بَيْنَهُمْ ثُمَّ لَا يَجِدُوا فِي أَنفُسِهِمْ حَرَجًا مِمَّا قَضَيْتَ وَيُسَلِّمُونَ تَسْلِيمًا. Allah has given the strongest oath in His book by swearing by Himself. By Himself, Allah says, by His glory, فَلَا وَرَبِّكَ. Allah swearing by Himself, لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ, that you cannot, we can never be a believer until we make the Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam a judge in all of the disputes that occur between us. And then we do not find any haraj, we do not find any resistance against the truth, but we submit wholeheartedly to the truth. وَيُسَلِّمُونَ تَسْلِيمًا. We have a total submission to the truth. Whether we like the person or it's distasteful to us, it's difficult for us to accept something that we've been doing for so many years. But we have to remove that taste from our mouth and yusallimuna tasliman. We have to submit to the truth when it's presented to us, whether we like it or not. Wallah alhamd. As Muslims, we are believers, and alhamdulillah, we have the kitab and we have the sunnah. Wallah alhamd. We have many Muslims, we have many resources where we can access and find out if this is true or authentic. And then it's upon us. It's upon us, yusallimuna tasliman. It's upon us as individuals to start the unification process. Allah says, He reminds us in Surah Nur, ayat number 51. إِنَّمَا كَانَ قَوْلَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ إِذَا دُعُوا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ لِيَحْكُمَ بَيْنَهُمْ أَنْ يَقُولُوا سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا. Verily, the statement of the believers when they're called to Allah and His Messenger, that they say nothing else except we hear and we obey. We want to leave us off with an excellent narration regarding following the truth. For those of us who are planning to go to Hajj, it's very nice narration. One day a man asked Imam Malik ibn Anas, from where should I put on my ihram to go to Hajj? Imam Malik, he responded, from wherever the Messenger of Allah, wherever the Prophet ﷺ said to put on the ihram. The man, he repeated himself several times as if he did not like the response of the noble Imam, as if he was not satisfied with the answer. So he inquired from the great Imam, so what if I add a few more miles, extra miles to where I want to put on my ihram? Imam Malik said, do not do that, because I fear for you a fitna. The man said, Ya Imam, ay fitna hada. What fitna can there become as a result of me adding just a few more miles to where I put on my ihram for the Hajj? It is only a matter of a few more miles. Imam Malik said, indeed Allah Ta'ala has stated in his book in Surah Nur, ayat number 63, فَلْيَحْذَرِ الَّذِينَ يُخَالِفُونَ عَنْ أَمْرِهِ أَنْ تُصِيبُهُمْ فِتْنَةٌ وَيُصِيبُهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. Let those beware who oppose the Messenger of Allah Sallallahu commandment, lest some fitna should befall them, or they should be inflicted with a severe punishment. With this in mind, my dear Salam Iman, we have to be very diligent over ourselves, and we have to try and not cause fitna. We should try our best, whenever we hear the truth, to follow it, not to oppose it by our actions, our statements, or anything of that matter. And because if we do, we might be bringing fitna to ourselves, to our families, to our communities. Let us not turn a blind eye to the truth. Let us be patient when we hear the truth. Let us be patient with the callers to the truth. Not everybody is going to present the truth to us smooth and nice and palatable. Let us be patient with ourselves. Let us be patient on the Sunnah. And may Allah Azza wa Jal bless us and give us a tawfiq to be a unified ummah. Amin, amin, amin. Inna Allah wa malaikatu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim. Innaka hamidun majid. Allahumma barak ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار.